Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another video. And in today's video, we're going to take a look at Celsius. We're going to try to answer that question: is Celsius going to zero, and is Celsius the next Luna? Ultimately, we like to highlight the good and the bad in the space. We want to try to, keep you guys as safe as possible in this space. So definitely subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, making sure that you select all the notifications so you never miss a video update. We do about 6 videos a day. We're trying to keep everybody up to date with everything that's happening in the crypto space. It's very important that you stay engaged in a bear cycle or a bear phase or a bear market or a crypto winter, whatever terminology you wish to use, because a lot of projects are going to go to zero. Now, we are going to try to answer, is this the case with Celsius? We're going to dig into a lot of the detail. So if you enjoy this sort of content, mash up that like button. It really does support the channel. It helps push out the content to like-minded individuals, and we really do appreciate it. So let's waste no more time. Let's get down to the desktop and let's have a look at everything that's going on surrounding Celsius. Okay, we're going to start with coin market cap, and we'll just have a quick look at the market as a whole. So we're at $1.11 trillion for the total market cap of crypto, down 5.91% in the last 24 hours. Now that has seen Bitcoin go down below 28,000. It's currently sat at 27,444.19, down 5.19%. Now, we have been articulating to everybody on all of our videos to expect lower prices. I even, like last month, said that I expected it to bottom out in June. Time will tell whether that's the case, but we've already seen a lower low. So, ultimately, I would say Nick's technical analysis has been on point. Do subscribe if you haven't. Make sure you keep up to date and utilize technical analysis, Elliott wave theory, and all that wonderful stuff, the tools that are there to help you gain as much crypto as possible for your money. Do jump in our Discord. Link is in the description of the video. It's free to join. And ultimately, we have about 3,500 people talking about crypto 24/7. And again, we're trying to build generational level wealth. So even if you've got a lot of experience, jump in, support some of the newbies in the space. Let's harbor the adoption of cryptocurrency, because this is going to benefit everybody. So do jump in the Discord, free to join, nothing to lose. So definitely do that. Right. Let's get down, and what I want to do is I want to talk about some of the projects I've recently talked about, highlighting potential risks. Now, 𝗕𝗘𝗪 is one that, I've questioned whether it's just an elaborate big Ponzi scheme, and time will tell whether that's the case. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are in the comments below, but I'm trying to keep everybody as safe as I possibly can in this space. Now, it's a question, not that I'm stating that this is factual. It's just, a question that I'm putting out there. Is it a big elaborate Ponzi scheme? Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are. Then we've got 𝗕𝗖𝗔𝗀𝗃. This is a project that we highlighted as a hidden gem, but things changed in the new year. I really wasn't happy with the messaging that came out from the team. Frank has left the team back in December, January, right? When everybody was partying, bringing in the new year. Announcements going out, poorly written, poorly articulated, and it was just awful. But I've seen more and more things that I really don't like. That's activity surrounding this project. Bots being used to set up wallets for staking. So there's perceptionally a view that there's more people, adopting 𝗕𝗪𝗀𝗃 or MTV and staking it. It's very misleading. The team is making out that this is just community members, but and they might be doing it for fun and all this sort of stuff, which to me just seems like absolute nonsense. I mean, let me know in the comments below, do you think it's fun to randomly set up tens of thousands of staking wallets, buy MTV, stake it in these individual wallets, and then delegate it, and then you've lost all the keys to all of these wallets? It just seems like a bit of a hoax, and I really don't like it. The team is distancing themselves from it, but I'm not buying into any of it. There's also I guess bots being used on Twitter to again show more engagement, call everything FUD whenever there's questions or stuff is raised. Again, just poor activities that I just don't like. Again, the team distancing themselves, saying this is community driven stuff that's happening and they're not involved. But ultimately, again, I just think it's BS. And I'm always going to raise it as I see it. You don't have to agree with it, but you know, if you're investing in this one and you want to lock up for a longer period and perhaps get less rewards or more rewards, who knows? The team just doesn't seem to be doing very much, and you know, the questions are out there, but they're still not answered. The team hasn't come and you know, tried to put us right on any of the allegations that have been made. It's just really just mods and people that, you know, on one hand are saying they're not part of the team, but on the other hand saying they are part of the team. So, you know, one to just obviously, you know, mention as one to be aware of. 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧𝗏 was another one, down 17.28% at the time of recording today. This here is basically where the team dumped, I think, 10 or 11% of what they held on the community, dropping the overall price 77%. And the tweet that went out was really because the reason why they did it was because they couldn't get VC back in, so they needed money to continue the project, so they just basically sold 10-11% of their holdings. Whether all of this is true, again, not too sure, but you know, it's the tweets that I read and you can see the big drop there. And ultimately, again, you know, this is not fantastic for the holders of this particular token, right, or coin. Then we've got Terra, which is now Terra Classic. Again, this was Luna. Again, we were talking through this one all the way through. And, you know, the next one to really talk about, and that is sort of the reason for the video, is just around, I guess, ETH 2.0, this staked ETH, depegging from ETH itself. So as you can see here, this is 1,406.69. But then if we go and have a look at ETH, it's 1,464.27, down 7.63%. So you can see it's depegged slightly. Again, I guess it's being said that there's nothing to really worry about. It's really just the value of it on the secondhand market, but ultimately there is stuff to worry about because a lot of big companies have invested a lot of money in this particular, you know, ETH, staked ETH, right? And ultimately that has a knock-on effect in the market. So Celsius is one that, you know, there's lots of, I guess, news or noise, you know, being sort of focused around Celsius. I believe, and I could be wrong, that they lost a fair amount of capital through the Luna incident. But now with this depegging, Alameda Research, I believe, has sold like 50,000 worth of the ETH, and ultimately this is going to leave Celsius again in a bit of a predicament. So when we sort of dig into this in a little bit more, ETH 2.0 token could become the next Terra USD. So this is basically, again, just talking about it in more detail. The token's depegging stems from the big imbalance in the Curve Finance liquidity pool. And this is something that's come from the researchers, right? Again, more talk here, but you know, they've got a rough going through a rough patch as it starts to depeg. Celsius, which I guess possesses 450k worth of staked ETH worth 1.5 billion, suffers heavily from the liquidation or liquidating phase. Again, you know, it's one of those, you know, you've got them saying that it provides a 1-to-1 redemption once withdrawals are enabled. But you know, the question is there going to be a run on this? And we've already seen big withdrawals, and how is that going to impact Celsius, right? And will there be a run on Celsius? Again, similar to what happened with, I guess, Luna and you know, UST. So here we go, right? We've got Alameda Research exited their position yesterday and sold nearly 50,000 ETH. Celsius network is also running out of funds to pay back their investors. There are currently 1.5 billion worth of requests. So there's an awful lot going on. Again, this is something that we will share in our Discord. It's definitely worth taking a look. But here's another DPEG, billions worth, 5% discount versus ETH, micro cap at 6 billion. Staked ETH is tokenized from stake ETH native to Lido Finance. If you own staked ETH, you don't own ETH, and that is the issue here, right? And again, we don't know whether this is going to be like having a huge impact on Celsius. It's hard to really tell at this point, but ultimately you've got to look at the bigger picture. So from the point that I'm looking at Celsius, they've heavily been regulated in such a way, particularly in the US, that you're not going to be able to do the staking aspect of it from the US, I believe. The UK's also been impacted in a very similar way. Unless you had an account, new accounts aren't going to be able to have that functionality. Again, this is making it harder and harder for Celsius to do what they need to do. It's just my opinion, but I would have concerns over it. Nobody has a crystal ball and isn't going to know what's going to happen, but it isn't looking particularly good. Also, lots of, I guess, who knows whether it's FUD or whether it's nonsense surrounding investments and wallets with various different rug pulls and all sorts of different things. But this is a bear phase or a bear market, and you get this sort of stuff regular. But we need to talk about it, we need to educate, we need to learn, and ultimately it's definitely worth having that conversation about in videos like this and on our Discord and in our Patreon. So let me know what your thoughts and opinions are in the comments below. Really interested to know. I have some funds on Celsius, and I will be looking to withdraw it onto my hardware wallet. For me, hardware wallets are really important, particularly in these phases of crypto where lots of projects could potentially go out of business. So for me, make sure that you're keeping your crypto off of exchanges and lending platforms. In my opinion, best to be safe rather than sorry for the sake of a few percent. Just my opinion. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on Celsius and hardware wallets in the comments below. Really interested to know. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.